I'm going live. Let me get this set up. There. Now put it in my stand. And we're gonna look at some treasure. Got quite a bit already. Now it's not gonna stay where I wanted it. There. And we're gonna start off with the marbles. Wait a minute. I'm just gonna drink some coffee and wait a second. Because it's supposed to start in a minute and I started early. All right, we got some beautiful marbles. These are what I found so far this year. There's a shooter. Then we got some more white ones. And that one's gonna roll away. Can't see what I'm doing here. There we go. This one's a white one too. It's got some pretty neat looking swirl in it. That one's pretty ordinary. Marbles, that's right. It's good to see you, Mona. Just gonna go through stuff and show it off slowly and try not to get a drunk guy to fight us today in my garage. That one's pretty ordinary too. These are all the ones though that I've found so far this year. Actually, I gotta say Seth found this one, but he told me I could have it. So I said, cool. It's all chipped up. I have no idea what was up with that guy. We were all just metal detecting, and a bunch of kids came around to the side of their house and was throwing a football, and then next thing I know, this guy's walking up across the field. First thing he did is he went to Ezra, and I thought he was going up and asking him if he wanted to fight for $100, but he walked up to Ezra and said he told Ezra to give him $100 to leave, and Ezra said, I don't want your money. And so then he was screaming and everything, walking down and hooting and hollering at us and like, nobody wants $100 and just get out of here, get out of my yard. And we weren't on his property. It was really dumb. And then he came back to the edge of the field and started screaming towards me. He's like, how about you, guy in the red shirt, and blah, blah, blah. And I just ignored him. And then we all walked up to the corner, and I mean, I'm sure there was some other bicking and screaming involved, but we walked up the corner. Robert was still in the middle of the field, and Robert kept his cool almost the whole time, but just ignored him. Didn't even, when he walked over to Ezra, didn't even, flinch. He knew what was going on, but he didn't even make a scene or nothing. And then we all walked up the corner, me, Ezra, and Craig, and Robert was still out metal detecting, and that guy came screaming and started walking towards him, and Robert stood up and was like, I've had enough of this, and took his gear off or whatever, set it down, and went over, and the guy was like wanting to fight him, so he was like, if you want to fight, then let's go right now. And so at that point, I wish I would have recorded more. My instinct cut in, and I was like, I gotta stop this before it happens, and I need both hands for this, so I stopped the camera, put it in my pocket, went over there, and I jumped in between him and Robert, and I looked right at the guy and I pretty much just told him, I was like, dude, I know it looks like you're having a bad day. I was like, calm down. I was like, we're not doing anything to you. We're not out here bugging you. We're not yelling at you. It was pretty crazy. And the minute I said it looks like you're having a bad day or whatever I said exactly, he changed his tone completely. He was like, how did you know I was having a bad day? And I was like, well, you look like you're having a bad day. And he calmed down after that. But he was still looking super sketchy. He kept trying to shake my hand and put his arm around me. And I was like, I'm not having that. He tried to shake Robert's hand, and Robert was nice enough to put his hand out. But then he kept like trying to pull everybody into him. And, you know, you just don't do that. It was a pretty crazy time. And you know, anywhere else, if the guy wanted to do that, we probably would have been a brawl, and I probably would have, you know, tried to stop it a little bit, or might even freaking, you know, if he pulled me in, I probably would have punched him myself. But, you know, that's the field that keeps on giving. That's a very nice permission, and the guy that owns it is nice enough to let me detect there, and it's right in the center of town, and, you know, we really just didn't need that. Then the guy stole my hat. I had it sitting on the ground down in the corner, and he stole my hat. So I went back over, and he was sitting in a chair, and I was like, have you seen my hat? And then he was like, yeah, I took it. And then he had his wife go in his house and get my hat, and she brought it back out to me, and she was like, I'm sorry. And I was like, yeah, don't worry about it. It's a nice hat. I would have tried to take it too. And then I just walked off. But anyways, yeah, it was a pretty crazy thing to happen while you're out metal detecting, and it seems like there's always some sort of drama in Plymouth at some point, and I don't know why. It's always Plymouth, but it is. Yeah, I mean he definitely came up to the wrong uh, four people. You know, it was me, Robert from Main Dirt Fishing, and Ezra Easy Digging, and you know, just us three alone, you're barking up the wrong tree. But you know, we didn't need any of that. So I'm glad it turned out the way it did, and went back to metal detecting, and things calmed down, and the situation got diffused. So I was happy. This is a bigger one. I really enjoy this one. And then we got another yellow. So pretty much just like the last one I showed you. Some cool bluer ones. This one's a smaller one. And I like this one. It's a tiny little red and white one. It seems like I don't find red marbles very often. And then another blue swirly one. This one's got a pretty neat swirl in it. And if the lights are a little weird, it's the LED lighting. So not much I can do about it. We got this straggler out there. This one's sort of looks like the sky. And then just an ordinary blue, I think they call it a cat's eye one. And this the green one's pretty neat. I got a lot of stuff that I can go through, so just bear with me through the marbles. Almost down here. This yellow one's pretty neat. It's got a weird looking swirl in it. This one's really neat. And I would try to tell you where I found them, but I don't remember every spot for every one. I believe this one was from Corona. It's got a few cracks in it, but it's pretty awesome. And then just another light blue one. This yellow one, pretty neat. And then this one right here is super cool. This one is sort of cloudy. Wonder how they did back then. I'm not sure what you mean, Mona. I'm simple. Oh, Danny boy, how you doing, buddy? Welcome. I'm just gonna go through some of the stuff I found this year. Hang out. Oh, I get it. Okay, yeah. Need a lot of fire to make a marble. Yeah. Yeah, but they were pretty ingenious on how to get that fire hot. I mean, even back in medieval times, forging all the stuff they forged. This is a pretty cool one. It's an orange and white. And like I said, I got a few others that I misplaced somewhere, and I'll find them eventually. One of my coolest marbles, I couldn't find it anywhere. But I've just been fortunate enough to find this many this year already. And this is a crystal clear green one. I really like it. Except for that side's a little foggy. I guess it's all foggy where my fingers are warming it up. Oh, you're fine, Mona. Then you got this one. Yeah, that's my marbles for so far this year. I might have a few more kicking around. I just don't know what I did with them. And then I found this canning jar, and it says double safety on it. It's pretty neat. It's from Massachusetts. But that's what I'm going to put the marbles in for now. And then we'll move on to some other stuff. So I got a bunch of stuff in front of me, that broken stuff and stuff I got to go through. But we'll go through that in a minute. So I guess next we'll just move on to spoons and forks and knives that I've found. First one's going to be this one. Me and Ezra went down to Detroit to go see if we could get back to the dump site, which we can't really go to anymore because somebody bought the land and stuff. And then I found this spoon. We were walking along and I saw a stainless steel one, which is probably right here. Yeah, I don't know where it is. But anyways, there was a regular stainless steel fork. There was a knife, a butter knife, and then there was this spoon, all in the exact same spot. But this was slid in between some rocks, just sitting there, rock above it, just sticking out like that. Couldn't believe it. But that's probably the best spoon that I've got for as far as design goes. It does have the mark on the back, which I'll look at and tell you what it says. Says BS Co. A1. Right on the back of it right there. But super beautiful spoon and the best one I found. That's cool. So let's see what else I got for spoons and forks and knives kicking around. They're just from this year. This is all stuff that I have not really got to go through. That I need to get to. All right, hold on. All right, so I was with Ezra when I found this. I believe I was with Ezra. And that's probably the fanciest serving fork or whatever you want to call it that I've found. Pretty awesome. And then we got, you know, this was a silver plated spoon. That one does have the mark on it. That one is, let me try to look at it with the loop here. Says patent applied for, and then it says, yeah, this one right here, Mona, is Rogers Brothers. It says W.M. Rogers and Son, double A. And then this one I think would have been silver plated at one time. It doesn't have the maker's mark on it or anything. And then I found this crazy knife here. Another spoon, bowl. And this one, I think it has the markings on it. I'll try to look at it for you. It's a little bit of a line around the outside of it. I don't think it's nothing too awful special. We'll see if we can find a maker's mark on it. It does have a maker's mark, but it's really, really rough. Okay, it's upside down. All I can see on it is says patent. It's right there, and it's like super worn off. And then I think that's the fork I found over in Detroit when I found that cool spoon. And that's the knife that was in Detroit. Super cool. Oh, did I show you this one? I don't think I did. And does that have it? Yep, it has the maker's mark. This one says, well, it has a weird, like, I can't remember what they call it, above the maker's mark. And then it says, I want to say Fairfield on it. Super cool, super cool. So that's all my forks and spoons. I probably have more in my junk bucket because I have a lot of spoons and stuff. I don't save them all normally, only the best ones. And then I guess we can move on to, how about bells? We'll do bells. So let me gather all of them up. Oh, do I have more bells? Yeah, okay. I have another Croto bell. All right, so this one, don't knock it over, Aaron. This one right here I found when I went on a group hunt with DF Digger, Richie, Kelly was there, Seth, his buddy Dustin, a bunch of people were there. But then we were on our way back to the truck, and somebody had said, "You probably should detect back to the truck." And I said, "No, I'll be all right. I don't really, want to," or whatever I said. But then I got walking back. I was like, you know what? Maybe I will. As soon as I turned on my detector and started detecting it, I found this, and that's the cool small one, and it still rings. And then I was at the dump site. Me and Seth were at a dump site, and I found this one. Still rings. Got a little bit of dirt still in there. Pretty cool. Then I got this big one at that same dump site. They were that one and that one were sitting right side by side, just sitting there on the surface. But this one don't have a dinger. And this one I know I found in Corona, because I said it looked like a samurai hat. It's missing a big piece out of the back of it. And this one I found at the new permission I have in Plymouth. Pretty cool. And yeah, this one was Corona too. Almost the same spot too, believe it or not. I don't remember. I don't remember where I got this one. But that's awesome. Yep, I got a few, and I have more bells than that, but this is just what I found this year. I wanted to go through all that. So those are my bells. I have another one too that I found just the other day, but it's like a fire alarm bell or whatever. It's like the little thin ones that, yeah. But so yeah, let me put these back over here so I don't run out of room, and then we'll go on to something else. All right, now I'm gonna probably go a little bit out of order. I'm just gonna show you stuff, and if I remember where I found it, I'll tell you. If not, then I'll just show you that I found it, because I've done a lot of digging this year, and I've found a lot of stuff. And honestly, this has been one of my best years so far. So, all right. Okay, so first up on the list, Standing Liberty Quarter. This was from Plymouth. This is I have two of them now, and I found both of them in Plymouth, which was pretty amazing. Made my day for sure. This one is a 1920. But you gotta love silver. Then we got a bunch of mixture. My stuff is mixed up because I put most of it in my display case and then put some in here, and then I was going to go through it. But anyways, found this button on a dig up with mainly dirt fishing at a school permission he has up there. Back's pretty rough, but that's a super cool button. This is like a, I feel like it's a bracelet or something. Found this when I was on a dump dig with my sister. Pretty awesome. Nothing overly special, but it's just neat. Okay, so then I went over to a little school over on the other side of Etna, and I kept this, but it's a pretty cool little thing. It's got some designs in each triangle. Don't have a clue what it went on. And I mean, if anybody sees anything and they know what it is, feel free to tell me in the comments, because I do have quite a few things that I'm not sure what they are. All right, and then we have a Rosie. Pretty cool. Then I found this little spade with flowers on it. I believe it was silver plated at one point in time. It's all wearing off. Pretty awesome. Then, well, I'll go through the top tray first because I got one more thing up there. Just a 1950 dog tax tag. It's a fire hydrant. And like I said, I'm only showing the stuff I found so far this year. There is, Mona, there is a lot of treasure out there. All right, then we got what used to be gold-plated horseshoe. And it's got some writing on it, so let me see what it says. And I'll show you closer. Man. Well, I can't make it out. Sorry about that, but so it's there. I'd need a microscope, but that's a pretty cool thing. I found that in Plymouth. Pretty sure that was Plymouth. And then I went on a little hunt with Seth up in Bangor, and I found this little, I thought it was just a piece of can slaw or whatever, and it ended up being a kid's badge for, I don't know, DARE, or Seth said it could have been like Police Athletic League or something like that, but pretty cool. So I kept that. Let me get a drink of coffee. See what's going on over here in the chat box. How we doing, Gopher Bill? Welcome, man. We're just going through my stuff I found this year. I've already showed a little bit of it, but not a problem. Welcome, welcome. Okay, this was in Plymouth. It's a silver-plated pocket watch. Pretty hard shape, it's falling all apart. But that field in Plymouth is the field that keeps on giving. I mean, Ezra's found so much silver there that it's not even funny. And now we got the field next door to it too, so. But, yep, that's a pretty cool find. Now we'll go down to my next tray. I got this little prayer token, key fob, or whatever you want to call it. If I can get it in the camera right. It just has a prayer on it. Nothing on the back. I mean, a lot of the times it's about getting off the beaten path. For me, anyways, I'm always out there. Let's see. I went down to the coast with Ezra and my buddy Mike, and I found this, which I believe was like a brooch or something at one point in time. I find a lot of out of the ordinary stuff, and I love it. But it's not like you go out and you dig 10 holes in the day and you find 3 of the good things. You know, like I dig probably, like yesterday, I was so tired at the end of the day, I probably dug over 1,000 holes yesterday. At least it feels like it. That's pretty cool. Still got the pin on the back. And still got a little bit of leather stuck in it. And then This right here, I ought to give this to Robert at Mainly Dirt Fishing because it says Rob on it. But I found this in Plymouth at the field that keeps on giving. Pretty cool. What else? Aha. Found this. This was in Detroit, same place I found that fancy spoon. Not very far away from it either, probably 20, 30 feet down. And that's why me and Ezra joke around, because one day I'll be having a smashing day and the next day he will, and I won't find anything. It goes back and forth. But we always have a great time. Super fun. Still got the pin. I tried looking for whatever stone or whatever was in there, but there was nothing around. And then, really early in the season, I found this. It was silver plated at one time. Rosette for horses. That was Plymouth, the field that keeps on giving. So then down bottom here, I went on a group hunt with Robert from Mainly Dirt Fishing and Ezra, and found some pretty good stuff that day. This right here, I found this, and I thought it was just a crap, watch band or whatever, and brought it in. Had my mother look at it. She looks at it underneath her microscope or whatever, and she found on one of these little things, she found that it was 10 karat gold filled. So that's pretty cool. You gotta love gold, right? But that was at the school that Robert had. Same day I found this button. I don't know if you can see it. Yep, there you go. It has Napoleon on it. And then I found this that day. Which, oh, almost dropped it. It's pretty awesome. Everything's awesome to me, so. It might have been gold plated or something at one time, but it was a ring. I do know that. And it broke. And then another Rosie. And that was all up to that school. Thanks, Mona and Danny. Appreciate it, guys. And then we got some, this right here, I believe I can't remember. It's so rough shape. But I believe it was like a 1 cent piece or something like along them lines. But everything I've gotten out of the Plymouth has been really torn up. What? It's an older coin. It doesn't have a date, I don't think. Because it's so rough. Just like this one I found there. And it's just torn up. You can't get nothing off in it. Yeah, I don't know what to do half the time either. I just, you kind of get lucky sometimes. and you find that stuff. But I dig a lot of, lately, I mean, honestly, lately I've been digging a lot of trashy tones. Found this little thing. It's like a little badge or something. I've been, like I said though, I've been digging, I've been treasure hunting a lot amongst trying to do the cabin project and all that stuff. Now next up we got this, and I haven't identified it yet, but I found that in Plymouth. I know it's like an eagle or a griffin, but we keep finding stuff like that. In fact, I ought to get a hold of Ezra because he just found a thing yesterday at the hunt we were at that had a griffin on it or a bird like this. That's pretty cool. Oh, as I throw it. And when I was digging that, I thought it was a piece of slag, but it ended up being this little bird with leaves around it. I think that's it for that box. So now I'll move on to my other box. Which this little box has some pretty fun items in it. Okay. So first up, this is another one of those horse rosettes or whatever. Yeah, and I don't clean my finds most times because I feel it's better if they're dirty. But that's neat. And then I found this. I posted online because I wasn't sure what it was. Found this in Corona. And then I posted online and the guy said it's a book clasp. It goes around a book to keep it shut. And if I had the whole thing, they're worth like $50, but I only have part of it. But it's a pretty neat find. And then I got a visitor. What's going on? All right. Next up is this, which I don't really know what it was, but I found in Corona. But not only did I find one, I found two. Yeah, pretty awesome. And they were stuck together. Pretty cool. Oh, look, another ring I found. It's a junk kid's ring. It's Eric from Free Living 207. He's being super quiet. Say something so I don't think I'm lying.
Hi.
Yeah, see, I told you. All right, this right here is a sumo dude. I found this up to the group hunt with Robert. And the legend doesn't really like power lines, but I dealt through it, and then I found this, and then I was like, yeah, I'm getting away from these power lines. Pretty cool. It's just another token type thing, so I'll keep it. I think it was actually a slammer for Pogs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember that.
That's what I think. It's made out of aluminum.
Yeah, probably. What are you doing, cowboy?
All right, now we got this little button.
Hey, cowboy. Hey.
Mona said, Eric, tell me a dad joke.
Fresh out.
Fresh out, he said. I appreciate everybody checking out my treasure. But I've been building up quite a stack. I figured I would show everyone. And then I got another old rusty button. And we're gonna get to some better stuff as soon as I get out of this box. We got a military button. And then we got ourselves a war nickel. She just driving through.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'd stop and say hi.
Cool.
Rainy day, ain't much else to do.
Yeah. Oh, this is a 1906 Indian. I think the one I found yesterday was 1904. Or maybe it was 7. I'm brain farting. I haven't found many Indians, and normally they're not in that good a shape. So I think that's going to be it in that box. Now I got to take stuff from my shelf, my treasure shelf. This, 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 this. So we got some stuff here. First up, we're gonna go with this little pewter, what I believe was a salt shaker.
Which ones did you try?
Just still.
The fermented ones?
I love
Pretty awesome.
Sorry.
We've been doing a lot of that.
Pretty awesome. We were in Corona and I was walking through the stream, metal detecting. I looked down and it was just sitting there and I picked it up. Pretty neat finds. Then I was with my sister and we were walking the stream in Brooks, and this was just laying on the shoreline. I'm pretty sure it was just a toy gun, but pretty cool. And it says Kid Iron or something like that right there. So just the other day at my new permission, I found this, which is a completely amazing piece. Ooh, are you not entertained? But yeah, that was the first thing I found at my new permission. Pretty awesome. I got this here. This right here says Samuel Bernstein Hair Co. Incorporated. Has the address of where it came from. When I looked it up online, I found out that what was his name now? Samuel Bernstein, and his son was the famous musician or whatever. Played at Carnegie Hall and everything. And the father was Samuel, and he wanted his son to take over the business, but his son wanted to be a musician instead. And so he kind of didn't support him at first. Then he played at Carnegie Hall and became famous overnight. And then the father accepted it, and they became, like father and son again. And I didn't read. I can't remember if he ended up taking the business over eventually, but it was like he did like a makeup and hair and stuff kind of business.
Wow.
Like them type of items.
Cool.
So them are pretty cool. Let me grab some other stuff here. Yeah, well, you gotta be quiet, dude.
He wants attention.
Hey. Hey. Alright, so much stuff.
Oh, I can't stay long. I gotta get back.
Yeah, that's the same exact camera. Same exact thing.
Yeah. What else is for you? Just clean off my. Hold on a second, guys. Just getting all kinds of stuff to show you. all the stuff from this year. There's way too much stuff. Way too much stuff. Yeah, I got a handful right now. All right, this is all stuff from this year too. Coins and everything else. We'll start with this little crank. I feel like it was a music box crank or a clock or something. Wind key. That's pretty cool. Then we'll go with this. This right here is a 1941 Walking Liberty half dollar. I found down by the ocean.
Nice.
It's probably one of my best finds this year because it's hard. You don't find these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially where we were because we were at Hancock Point
Yep.
and the ocean, during all those storms, it had tore the whole bankings away. They had to redo the whole road that went down there and all that. So,
Lucky found anything.
yeah, right. I stepped 3 steps off the shore, off the road, and put my metal detector down, and then I got a 52. So I was like, wow. So I started digging it, and then it turned down to like a 35 or something like that. And I was like, oh, moved a rock and back up to a 52, and then flipped the dirt. Boom. Then I was like freaking out, and I had to have Ezra take it out of the hole. I believe he took it out of the hole. One or the other. I was just like, I think I found a coin. You look at it. Yeah, because normally you do that and you think it's a quarter. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, it's just going to be a quarter. I just know it. And then, boom, nice piece of silver.
Standing Liberty.
And then we got this gun butt plate. And right here, it looks like it's stamped like 1880. You can barely see it because this.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But I looked at it really close, and that's pretty much what I got. First one of them, I think. No, I found 2 of these, but this is the best one. Still got the whole back of it. Right, I only have 2 half dollars that I found. The one I have another one in my box, but it's just I got that in a pile of change, and I just put it in there because it's a newer one. All right, so now we got this, which was a Colonel's. It was sterling silver at one time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I got that down by the ocean. It's a Colonel's badge. They normally don't have that hole.
I was going to say maybe they turned it into a necklace.
Yeah, unless they got out of the military or something. Pretty cool. So then we'll move on. This little watch fob. Found that in Plymouth. Says Lackland Air Force Base, San Antonio, Texas. And I found that in the field in Plymouth. and it could have been silver plated, but what did it say on the back? Can't remember. Hold on, guys. I'm going to see what it said on the back for you. It says Bates and something Incorporated, Pittsburgh, Mass. It's pretty weird though. It's a made in Massachusetts and it's a Texas token, you know, or
In
keep
Plymouth.
on in Plymouth. Yeah, yeah, pretty strange. And then I got this. I have not been able to make out what this is. I feel like this is a super, super old coin. But I can't be sure. But you see how it's got like a scalloped edge
Yep.
all the way around? And then on the front, only thing I can feel like I can make out is right. I turn it just right. Yeah, right there. It looks like there's a crown. Right above my finger. But it's super thin, and that was out of Plymouth. Oop, I've got to keep it in the camera for y'all. You can check it out if you want.
Oh, very light.
Yeah, we'll go on to the next. Now these are coins right here. I can't really remember off the top of my head what it was. I'd have to look it all up. But it looks like it says United States or something like that. But they're like 1700s, I believe, coins, like super old. But they're down in the ocean and they got tore up hard.
Sounds like copper to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, feels like it. Sounds like it.
That's pretty cool though. Then we got this one, which is a 2-cent piece. And I'll try to see if I can't remember. Oh yeah, it's got the date right at the bottom. Let me look at it and get the date for you guys. $1864. Yeah, 2-cent piece.
Nice. Is that the oldest one you've got?
No. I have 1700s coins. But I also have 1832 agricultural token that I found in Newport waterfront. And that was after everybody had told me over and over and over that I wasn't gonna find anything there. All right, hold on, guys. My dogs are running wild out there. I gotta yell to them. Get out here! Come on! Come on! Let's go! Come on! Cowboy, let's go! Come on. Tell them you got a treat. They'll follow you. Come on, treat. Treat. They're out there running wild across the United States. All right. This is another one of those old chewed up ones that you can almost guarantee is old. All the other coins that came from the same spot were late 1700s, early 1800s. But you'll never make out what that is.
Well, I gotta get home.
All right, man. Yep.
Peace out.
Thanks for stopping by. Can you leave my shovel?
It's in the truck. I'll leave that.
I've been suffering without that thing.
That.
Yeah.
I saved a snapping turtle with it the other day.
All right. This one is, I believe it's a King George or whatnot. If anybody wants to correct me, you're more than welcome. I found this one in Plymouth. That was such an amazing day when I found that. Yep, let's see if I can get a date. Bear with me and I'll try to get a date off in it. Oh, yep. Yep, this is a 1902. One penny. Then, this right here, I found down to the ocean. And I believe it wasn't like an pilot's badge, because it has the air wings on it and it has a number, and I believe it said New York City. It's been so long. I have a really bad memory. Yeah, it says New York on it. Pretty amazing stuff though, guys. I mean, and like I said, this was last year. I didn't find any coins like that. It was just this year I've been going places, and the places I've gone, and I've learned to use my legend. That's been the biggest thing. Is when I first got the legend, I kept getting discouraged and using my simplex, and then eventually I was like, I'm gonna learn this detector, and then that's what I did. And then we got another one here that I can never make out anything on it. But It's so much fun finding coins. And then this is, this was a nautical token. Don't remember if it had a year, but I'll look at that in a second. And if it does, I'll make sure to tell you. It has a ship on the front. You can't really make it out. I mean, you can sort of see some sails on it. Let me look, see if I can find a date. I can't remember. It's if you end up seeing the video, I knew the date and everything then, but right now it's a little hard to get the date off and that. I feel like I'm blind, but I'm not. It's just hard to see it. And then we got a little church medallion or whatever, and it has the Virgin Mary or the Mother Mary or whatever on it. You can't see it. Oh, I feel like I got videoing skills are horrible. There we go. I can't remember where I found that one. But that was this year. Then this was in Plymouth. Just some sort of weird, probably was like a another one of those prayer things or something that went on a necklace or something. And it looked like it used to have some gold plating in there, but it's all pretty much gone now. And that's awesome. So let me pick this stuff up and then I'll grab some more stuff. Because I'm not even done yet. It's insane. This is most of the best stuff. All right, guys. Now we got some rings. I gotta get a drink of my coffee. Read these comments for a minute. Whoa. Don't do that. Oh, wow. Come on, phone, stop. That's pretty cool, Bill. Find 58 coins in one spot. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I got a lot of spots that are like that too, Bill. Me too. Me too. But there's at times I have to stop and take a break. Go fishing or something. All right. So next up on the list, I just found this just the other day with Ezra. It says it's a suspender clip, but it says patent March 7th of 1871 and November 3rd of 1874. And the funny thing about it is my birthday is November 3rd. So that's pretty awesome find. It's got some clovers on it. Pretty cool find. That was at my new permission when I found that. So now this right here, I have not been able to figure out where it's from or what it is. It says patent pending underneath his foot. If it would focus, there we go. But I found that in a dump site with Seth. Pretty neat find. Huh. It's always nice when you do rearranging and stuff in your house. Okay, this one was from the Field That Keeps on Giving in Plymouth. It has some stones. They're just glass. My mom tested them. But that ring was down super deep, so I'm pretty sure it's an older ring. Pretty nice ring. You get super excited when you find rings. Thank you, Mona. Okay, this is a cool one for Memorial Day. It's kind of appropriate. I found this in Plymouth. It's sterling silver. Phone with focus. Come on, focus phone. There we go. And you can see it says US and it has the eagle and a shield. America. But that was a very cool find that day. It's a tiny little kid's ring. I've been on fire. I'm not gonna lie. And then this was from Plymouth. Just another little silver ring, sterling silver. And it keeps going out of focus. It likes it when I do my hand like this. Appreciate that, Bill. Appreciate that. And I don't think this is the one I found this year. I'll show you anyways, but I don't think I found this one this year. I have two rings that they look almost identical, and I don't know which one it was, but I don't know if it was this one or the other one. But I'll just show you this one. Then this is just from the other day. I found this little one. It has a little scorpion on it. I believe it was a toe ring. But I thought it was just a junky ring and it had a scorpion. And then I gave it to my mother and she put it under a microscope and she found 925 on it. Pretty cool. Now I will grab some other stuff. 'Cause I'm not done. Got another spoon. Forgot about this one. That one's got some fancy design on it. It's pretty heavy too. And it says community on the back. And then we got this, which I thought was a little baby spoon, but it turned out to be like I believe it was a curtain thing, the whole curtain. If it would focus, there we go. And that was down at the ocean. The ocean just eats everything alive. It's crazy. But that same day, we were down to the ocean. I was walking along and this was laying on the ground like that. And I assumed that was a skull can lid or a grizzly can, you know, chewing tobacco. And I picked it up and it turned out to be a 2020 Bridge the Gap race medal. And they have the Narrows Bridge, which you can see in the picture. That's the bridge. And then it says, May 2nd, 2020, Prospect, Verona Island, Bucksport, Bridge the Gap, 10 miler and 3 miler, official finisher. But that was pretty cool find, just laying on the ground. And I was with Dustin, and he just walked by because he thought the same thing I did, that it was a skull can lid. And I'm glad I picked it up. And now, we all pick up garbage, but sometimes it's just so much that you eventually walk by some of it because you can't fill up your bag with everybody's garbage. I mean, I pick up garbage all the time, but sometimes you're just like, all right, I've had enough of picking up everybody else's mess. All right, then we got this, which I found in Plymouth. I believe it was the top of a compact because it has a hinge right here. But it was folded in half, and I bent it back out. And then this is probably the most intact inkwell that I've found. It's missing a piece in the back. But it's pretty awesome. You can see the other ones that I found, they're normally in this condition. Okay, just set this off to the side. And I will see what else I have, because I know I still have more stuff. Here's some stuff I found in Corona, I believe. This is another dog tax. 1969, I think. Nope. I believe that's, wait, hold on a second. It says 1930. It's not gonna focus? Yeah, the date's right up there and behind this piece that was rotting. Dog tags. Pretty cool. I have a lot of stuff that's really rough, so it's hard to tell. And I found this, which I believe was a gas valve to a gas lamp or something. And it's just so true about how much treasure and stuff is around the Maine. I found this like super truck. Pretty cool. On the front end, to a truck. And all the scraps and iron and everything are in the back of my real truck. And then this thing right here, I'm not exactly sure what it was, but Seth has one almost identical. It has like cattails and ducks flying away. You can barely see them in it. So I kept it because it's pretty neat. I think I found that one in Corona too. And that's getting down to most of the stuff I found. Now, I have a whole bunch of stuff here, so we can go through this stuff. So we got another Jeep, or truck, I mean. Found that in Corona. It's nothing special. And then this was the Jeep I found in Corona. Now, let's see. Another Inkwell. Found this, which is actually got plants growing out of it. That's pretty neat. But I found this just in Brooks, just laying on the ground. Thought it was pretty neat. Now, this is a good one for all of you. I have no idea what this thing is. I found that just the other day when I went on my journey from Detroit to Manson Park in Pittsfield. So if anybody thinks they know what that might be, I'm open. Let me know. Well, I haven't figured it out. It might just be a piece of pipe or something. And then I found a salt and pepper shaker lid. Aluminum. Like I said, this is all the stuff from this year. Half a license plate. Danny boy. All right, let's not. I gotta move some of this stuff so I don't get it all mixed up. Put all my rings away. Let's dig into this pile a little further. Another little old truck I found. That pipe, I'm not even sure. I think it's made out of brass. Feels like it. Anyways, that's that little truck. This license plate. That screwdriver blunt. I got all kinds of. I've already found like 7,000 freaking wheat pennies. I'm probably not even exaggerating too much over that. Tons of buckles, tons of pull tabs. I've got a few buck knives here. as you can see, all this stuff, which is nothing super important. Oh, hey, this is cool. This is a fork I found down by the ocean. Super worn out. And then, yeah, just a bunch of odds and ends. Nothing really, anything special. Another knife. So now we'll move on and do some bottles. And see, what I do is when I find a bottle I don't have, I keep it. When I find one that's better, I will exchange it out. Like if I have one that's broken, I find one that's not, you know what I mean? And these are, a lot of these bottles that I'm showing you right now, I haven't even got to clean yet because they've just been sitting here. Excuse me. This is a Kiss bottle, which I've actually found another one recently. Should be around here somewhere, but that's a Newport bottling. I kept this one I found in a stream because it had liquid in it. But then I found out that it leaked, but I just left it the way it was because it was neat. Still had the cork. Then you know, I'm sure everybody's found some of these canning jar lids. This is pretty neat. Some pipe stems. And then I found this thing, I don't know what it is. It was a lid to something. And then I was hunting the stream and found this, which I believe was a sugar bowl when it had another handle. But it was mostly intact. I thought it was cool. Here's some of the pennies I found. Some of them. Got so many pennies, it's not even funny. I got bottles everywhere. Let me grab some of them. All right, this is the Kiss bottle that I was talking about. You can see the difference. The thing I like most about this one is it has on the bottom here, it says Newport Bottling Works. So it makes it a little bit more, I guess you could say, rare. Newport, Maine, and it's a Kiss. And I got a shelf right over there that's completely empty that I got to get all these bottles up on. But I'm always running around like a chicken with my head cut off, so. And I got a few other bottles here. We're going to start with a Listerine that I found. It says Lambert Pharmaceutical Company. And I didn't have one that was in the shape. And I saw something online the other day when you're cleaning your bottles to stuff some steel wool down there and use a magnet, but I'd be careful on what kind of bottles you did that because you might not get the steel wool back out. It's a pretty neat bottle. Then I got this one that I kept because it said First National on it, and I didn't have one that said First National. And it says, what does it say on the bottom? Oh, registered. Oh, and it says Somerville, Mass. And I collect a lot of weird bottles because, like I said, I don't have it, I keep it. This one was pretty neat because it had the Liberty Bell on it. It's not really nothing completely too awfully special. It says Golden Wedding. And this one I think was just a little whiskey flask or something. You've never had a pickled egg? That's crazy talk. I'll show you guys this one. This is not one of my bottles. This is the bottle my mom brought out to rub in because I've been looking for a Moxie bottle, and she had one. She goes, "Look, I got one," and I was like, "Oh yeah, rub it in." But this is her bottle. I've been trying to find one. I always find them busted to pieces. Pretty awesome. Excuse me. And, you know, I just got this like regular old registered, but it's pretty slick bottle, so I kept it. And then we got a Foss 2 full ounce liquid fruit flavors, Portland, Maine. And then I kept this little green one because it was neat. What's it say on it? I can't even make out what it says on it. Subib. I got a whole bunch more. This one's a hair balsam or balm or whatever. New York. Hey, Edra. Most of these other ones I didn't find this year, but there's some nice ones there. Oh, this one. This is a milk. It's pretty dirty. It says Maine 48 seal, half pint. So now, I'm going to just show you some of the other ones I've collected and some of the other stuff I've found. So, enjoy. We'll keep going with these bottles that I got right in front of me. We'll start with this one. I found, well, actually, this one was from this year. I found that in Newport, right as the water was going down. And I couldn't believe to find one in so good a shape, because normally they're busted. Even though it's a screw top, still a pretty nice looking bottle. Hello, Mother. Alright, what else we got in here? Of interest. This is a good, cool one. Whiting Milk Companies, Boston. And then it says registered. And then it says half pint liquid. Fill to bottle top roll. with a W and a triangle at the bottom. Cool one. I kept this one. It's a Sprite bottle. Well, hey, thanks for stopping in, Bill. Nice talking to you. You have a great day, man, and happy hunting to you. Then I got this Downey's Beverages. Pretty cool. And I got a lot more bottles, but they're not anything special. I just kept them because I liked them. But I will move some of this stuff over and show you guys a few of my older finds that I've had, and then we'll go from there. You guys are going to be jealous because I'm smoking a pork butt right now. So, yeah. Just bear with me a second. Definitely appreciate everybody. I've been building all this stuff up all year long, and I was planning on doing a thing like this just to show it to everybody what I found. Okay, so the easiest way to do this, I'll just grab some stuff like I've been doing. We'll go with the easy stuff first. What we have here is a tea kettle I found last year in Dexter, Maine. So right there, and you can look at it. But yeah, I was going down through the stream and I hit a target. I could not find the lid though. That's the worst part. But this side's got some dents. But that was a pretty cool find. I was happy with that. And I've showed all this stuff I'm showing now. I've showed it off before. This is the bayonet, if you can see it. I found in a dump site. Pretty much intact. It's got a crack up towards the top up here. If you can see it. Right here. And like I said, I've showed it before. Right here. Right there, it says it's stamped US. Pretty neat. I've had so many people want to buy that off me, and unfortunately I'll never sell it, ever. So what else do you guys want to see? Do you want to see some more of my rings? Do you want to see some other tokens I found? You tell me and I'll grab it right out of my case and show you. Ah, Ezra. I've actually found 2 bayonets. One of them is way older and it's more crude. It's a completely different shape. It's almost flat like a sword, but has rough edges, so it would do a lot of damage. So nobody has a suggestion on what they want to see, so I will bring out the next most awesomest thing in the world. Are there any guesses what I'm going to show next? You want to see the pork butt? I'm going to check on it at 2:30, so I can't open it yet. Because when you're smoking, you want to trust the process. All right, so this is the next find. Da, 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 da. It's a powder flask. And I found that in Detroit. I absolutely love it. But I will put that back and I will grab another item that was found the same day. By my sister. See that, Ezra? Doesn't that look like that other ring that Craig had? Kinda, sorta. And inside, let me look at it again with the thing. All right, so this is 14 karat gold. It says right inside of it. Yeah, the only difference, Ezra, is his was silver. But his was so close to this one, it wasn't even funny. My sister actually found that. I didn't find this, but she wanted me to keep it with my stuff. She doesn't even use a metal detector. She used her eyes, and it was just laying in the river. She's incredible. She's incredible when it comes to finding stuff with her eyes. I didn't show this. I forgot all about this. It was in my case over there. It's a 1874 seated dime. Oh, I gotta take it out of that packaging. You ain't gonna be able to see it. I found this on the group hunt with DF Digger and everybody the same day. I found that little tiny Croto bell. My best dime that I found to this date. And I found a whole bunch of Mercury dimes this year too, but I can't remember which one was which. You can just take my word for it. This right here is my 1905 Barber half dollar. I found last year in Detroit. Yeah, I was underneath the bridge in the middle of the river when I found this, and when I pulled this out and it was in my hand, I was screaming at the top of my lungs because, like, that's the best coin I've ever found at the time. But this year, I think I've outdone myself. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna unplug, because I got it plugged in so that it didn't die. And I'm gonna bring you right over and show you my case itself so I can show you all the rest of the stuff. Don't mind my mess. There's all my treasures hunting stuff. So there's some more bells. That's the Loyal League belt buckle. That all the information we can get on it is it comes back to the Emancipation Proclamation with Abraham Lincoln and the Underground Railroad. And I found it down the road from a monument in Brewer that says, it talks about the Underground Railroad. So now next up on the list here, we got my cool pirate ring. It says Sterling inside of it. It's the most original ring I've ever found. Yeah, now it's all messed up, so I got to put it back together because I pulled everything out of it. But that's a pretty cool ring. I found that in the Penobscot. Next up is the Egyptian pharaoh. I believe it was like a, their scarf holder or whatever. I found that in, that's one of my first finds, earlier finds. I found that when I lived in Palmyra in my neighbor's yard. And then we got that ring, which is like the other one that I was telling you about. And then we got another scorpion ring. I found that at Newport Waterfront. And then some pocket watches that I found. My little skull ring, because, I'm outdoors there and gotta have a skull ring. And then I go over here. This right here, I don't know what it is exactly. To me, it looks like an ashtray, but it's made out of pewter. Super old, and it is marked on the bottom. So maybe I just gotta look into it more, but you can see the designs in it. I found that. Oh, where did I find that? I don't even remember. It was a river that I have never been back to. And then next up on the list, I found this. And this was found in Dexter, Maine. Pretty cool spot there in Dexter where we find this stuff. We'll see you later, Ezra. I'm sure we'll talk. Then this right here was found in Pittsfield in the stream, which everybody calls Button Stream because it's full of buttons normally. Sorry if I'm a little shaky. I've been pounding coffee all day. And then we're going to go down here. I'm going to try to go slow, but that right there is a compact. I found that in Newport Lake, and if you open it up, the pad and everything inside is still in its original condition. And it was under a rock, which is that rock, and where I found it is usually covered with water. So somehow it kept everything inside there in perfect condition. And then next up on the list here, we got two condom tins, a 3 Merry Widows and a 3 Friends. Then down below it, we have, what token is that? Oh, no, that's a Standing Liberty Quarter that I found in Plymouth. And I can't make out what year it is at the moment. Then we got a 1942 dog tax. And then next to it is a bunch of dimes and some nickels and Mercury dimes, which have fallen. I had them stuck up there. You can see them. That's a 1998 Olympic downhill skiing token, which I found that in Dexter. Some pretty weird stuff I find at times. It's a big mess right here, but you can see that one token. That's a that's a White House token, which I found in Freedom, which is kind of weird. And then you got some key fobs that are Knights of the Pariah and Odd Fellows. Another Mercury dime hiding in there. Then that's a baggage tag with the hole in it. The coin, the one beside it is Knights of the Pariah. And then that's the 1832 agricultural token. Sorry, they're a little bit hard to see. And then I just talked about that. I've got a couple Indians right there. Then a quarter. Then we got a dandy button, a general service button. Sorry about the light. That token right there is a baseball token. It says Somerville on it. Then next to it is a buffalo. And then we got some more military buttons and an aviation button. Over here, that right there is the only button that I've got out of the Triangle in Plymouth before they kicked us out. Some more buttons and a little sheriff's badge and another Mercury dime that I don't realize why it's over there. So down here we got the two first silver spoons I ever found, or silver plated, some musket balls, a necklace, a pewter salt and pepper shaker lid, a pewter elephant trunk off in a teapot. That thing just has some designs. It's hard to see. And then we got some TD clay pipes. And then all the marbles, my other marbles. Are right there. And I have more stuff than this, but this is the best stuff. And like I said, I have this dustpan that I found, or ash pan. So cool. So anyways, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching this live. I got to show off some of my stuff. All the stuff that I missed, I'll try to put it into the next live. I got a lot more stuff up to my house and stuff everywhere. So.
These are the pickle things. What I'm talking about.
Oh, you guys wanted to see her pickled stuff? So right here we got pickled fiddleheads. And then pickled eggs.
Those are mustard.
Mustard pickled eggs.
And
And
those ones are red pepper and
red pepper
Bailey.
pickled eggs. So, anyways, guys, I appreciate everybody. I hope you enjoyed my finds. And we'll see you next time. Keep on naturing. Go back and watch some of my videos. They're pretty awesome. Peace.